Welcome, I am Nagarythe, and today we are beginning our Mortal Empires campaign. And our legendary lord is Nagarythe, and our faction is named Nagarythe. And we're beginning in the southern regions of Nagarythe. Really close to our home province of Ulthuan. Now there's some few small changes about Nagarythe that is different to the other elven nations. Firstly is our Marked for Death, which we'll come to soon. Then there's the Shadow Realm, which allows Nagarythe to move around as if he was using the underworld, or the world routes, or the beast paths, or anything else that allows you to just move through territory and become immune to attrition. Finally, there's a Sword of Cain, which once we get to it, we will talk more about it. But for now, let's just say it's an OP sword that slowly turns the user insane after you get it. So, back to the Marked for Death. We have 3 targets up here, each with different rewards for exterminating this, eliminating any of these lords. We have 20 turns to execute any of them, and once all 3 of them have been finished, well, I don't know what happens, but I'm assuming that once there's no more targets marked for death, we get some new targets marked for death. So we firstly have a random Bretonnian squire. Then we have the Lord of the Scourge of Cain, which is currently in our home island. So going for him early would be nice. But then the one we want to be focusing on is the one that's on our doorstep. So then, we also have our chapter objectives: occupy, loot, raise, sack 4 different settlements. This world was once the dominion of the High Elves. Now they are brought to lesser significance in the twilight of their race. Yet their fury and pride have not diminished. From Ulthuan, the High Elves continue to strike out at their enemies in defense of the world. And the reward for being able to do this is 200 in the treasury. So we begin with Arnheim, which is an elven colony. So we have increased income from ports, and we have an increased size in our garrison, which is a nice addition, I will admit. So our starting army is Nagarythe, a hybrid warrior infantry unit who focuses more on striking from afar and assassinating enemies, or more importantly large targets or heroes and lords, while staying at a very relatively far away distance, which I do like a lot for a lord. Then with him are 2 companies of spears, a unit of shadow walkers, which is a new unit that came with the DLC, the Queen and the Crone, a unit of standard archers, and a great eagle. Let us move into the Bleakhold Fortress. Now I plan to take this a very slow approach.
I'll fight. Withdraw.
So we begin by fighting battle, because even though there is a possibility of us getting a simple auto-resolve victory, in the first battle it's kind of a tradition of YouTubers. The first battle of the first video of a new campaign, you have to play it through. Otherwise, how are you going to intrigue the person watching, or the people watching, actually? I'm just used to 1 or 2 people watching my videos. They're used to watching a couple thousand, yeah. But yeah, we're against units of Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, and Dark Shards. Now, their Dark Shards are more powerful in the early game against heavily armoured units, but our archers are just overall better. And our Shadow Walkers having poison attacks, and Nagarythe having an arrow that has a bow that whenever he fires, just fires basically a magical ballista bolt. So that's pretty cool. So then, we're fighting against Amhus and his 5 battalions against our rather small contingent ourselves. But hopefully, we will scrape a victory with very few, if any, casualties.
Archers. Spearmen.
I can't lie, I have fought this battle twice today. I have tried to record this video twice today as well. The first time the microphone was too quiet. If it's too loud, just leave a comment down below saying if you think it's too loud or not, because I can't really take a preference from listening to my own voice. It's better to hear it from what you guys think.
Spearman!
Let's move them up.
Acknowledged!
Move here. Lithanardus fighting, shooting the crowd. Shoot them. Shoot those dark shards. Eagle, keep out of the fight and out of range of any dark shards. Just flank them. Flank them. Now we have a new power. We have a power with the Lithanar called Mislead, and with it, Lithanar gains stealth.
Lowest champion.
So basically, he turns invisible and he makes a shadow copy of himself that
Shadow warriors attack.
technically can distract our enemies. And he has a nice bit of health as well, so it's not like he's going to be brought down immediately. Obviously, he's slowly dying. He only lasts 47 seconds.
I tire of this. Archers.
The bleak swords aren't looking too good. Now with those dark shards. Okay, we've brought down the... Actually, no, we haven't. Those dark shards are still trying to shoot.
Spearmen, without fail. Assyrian willing. Alifa Na.
Yours soon to disappear, yep. He's a big fat phony.
Say.
You're taking a few casualties here and there. But once we start firing those dread spears, we should be fine.
Alifa Na.
Alifanar runs from no foe, although he really should. And now he isn't.
On about. Destroy them.
Okay, the general is fleeing into those dark shards before they can have the time to come back. Spearmen just keep chasing them down. We don't want any of them coming back from the brink. Those dark shards are right now.
Orders received.
Shadow warriors hit those dread spears in the back. Oh, they didn't expect that to happen. Dread spears, yes, they're good against an eagle, but they aren't good when they're getting shot in the back as well.
Scion of an Aryan.
Alifanar is just doing well. Oh, epic. Let's get some nice cinematic shots there with this just prodding away at them as they run away. The cowards.
Only a fool would stay.
I think I was fast enough to escape his wrath. No Druki is safe while Alifanar lives. Oh, we've cut off a few heads. I think we're calling it into the battle there. Looking at gloriously blooded face, that looks like a face tattoo. And end the battle. So we lost only 8. Those Shadow Walkers just proving exactly why they are so good. Because they are beasts. They are beasts on the battlefield. Oh, they're anti-infantry in melee, and they have poison attacks. They obviously, because there's less of them, if they get into combat, they are not as likely to succeed against, against like a unit of bleak swords. They'll do fine, but in the long run, they will begin to just to waver. So keep them out. So you want to keep your vanguard unit like this out of the front, and just use them to stalk the enemy and kill them off from afar. Because one the well-known tales of Alifanar and his Shadow Warriors is during the sieges of Malekith's army against Ulthuan, where a massive army defend along with Peter Bolt.
What is broken can be remade.
Were destroying armies of the Asur.
Keep your wits about you.
And then Alifanar and his Shadow Warriors cut down the Reaper Bolt throwers once the Druki were decided to just move up and leave their defences weakened. Now then, there's a right that I can get by performing a Reaver patrol, so we'll just get onto that immediately. So I don't want to have to use any special power to kill off Exarian. Possibly Norkrish, but if I could get Beaumont, his ability to give me extra recruitment capacity, and just the bonus treasury and influence compared to any of the others, it's worthwhile. It might make me an enemy of the Bretonnians in the future, but hey, they're Bretonnians. What's the worst they can do? I say, knowing that they're a cavalry nation and can just bring down my shadow warriors from afar. Oh well. So another thing you might notice, obviously, Elithanar was part of the DLC. He was no, he wasn't. He was free content that came as the DLC was also released for the Queen and the Crown. The new Regiments of the Renown were also released. Well, the old Regiments of Renown from Total Warhammer 1 are now in Total Warhammer 2, along with the two Norscan factions, Norska and Wintertooth. I think it's Wintertooth, yes. Karak Kadrin is now a faction. Is now a faction you can play as. But the only way you can play them is by playing the legendary Lord Ungrim Ironfist, because he's no longer part of the Dwarves faction as the start. He's now a separate nation, which I think is really cool. And they've also released some new things for the dwarves as well. I might make a dwarves campaign as well as this. I don't know. But coming back to this, we've got Invocation of Moray. Let's get to it. This Hand of the Shadow Crown will be used to assassinate our enemies and gain massive bonuses. However, it did cost 2,500, and I'm not getting that money back for a while unless I aim for the
Loic demands patience.
The Dark Elf Norkrish. I'm not gonna lie, I can't pronounce many things well.
Traversing.
Or correctly. I do try my best, but get some more Shadow Walkers. I'm willing to pay the income for them. I'm not making anything else in the meantime.
Bless you.
Rebuild Lost Splendor. The extra growth is going to be very instrumental in getting Bleakhold Fortress up to level 2. The sooner we get our Mission Order problem sorted, the sooner we can continue to go into into more territories. Also need to be wary of. We have a legendary lord on our west, three legendary lords up to our north, one up to the northeast, and two to our east, and another one to our south. So we are technically surrounded by factions, possibly more powerful than us. Others might be on equal level, but I think we're possibly the weakest legendary lord to start with. I'm not gonna lie here. Possibly, Elithanar can become very powerful. I'm not saying don't play Nagarythe because Elithanar's terrible. I'm saying if you want to play as Elithanar, know that you are going to be at a disadvantage for not having Tyrion or Mazdamundi or Morathi, Malekith, etc., etc. The list does go on.
Sundered one.
So send you into the water because I don't know the quickest route you can take.
Shadow Fleet.
Okay. And we say hello to Ulfwan.
We await the dark.
Oh, I've begun to do diplomacy again. Oh, well, for the third time again, we're trying to record this.
What requests would you make of the Phoenix King?
Just a nice fun thing we can do.
If you wish.
Agreements, we now have access to more knowledge of other factions.
At your service.
Hello,
I am
Lachlan.
the defender of Ulfwan. Choose your words
I want
as you
trade.
say.
Thank you. They can continue on the chain. We now have access to Yivris and Sakharine.
Lord of the Phoenix, our great king welcomes you. What do you... Wise indeed.
So More trade agreements. Safri, I don't think likes us at all.
You called?
Kafik.
The Phoenix Court awaits your plea with interest,
trade,
if you will
please.
it.
Then Krace.
Defender of the... I speak for the Phoenix King. And your will is done.
And now, finally, let's have a look at Safri.
Your request?
No, they don't like us one bit.
You called?
They do not like us one bit.
Diplomatic protocol state.
Oh god, they fixed the the voice lines for the Safri, because I'm fairly certain it was originally a male who was a prince. Not it was a prince. It was a portrait. It was a prince, lord, faction leader, but it spoke. But the voice lines were a woman's voice. Well, the Assyrian princess voice line. So that was very hilarious for a time. But it's good to see they fixed it.
Cling to the shadows.
There is only vengeance.
Having the reduced upkeep will definitely help me. We're getting at that extra recruitment capacity as well. If I suffer a massive defeat, something like that, and then it managed to escape, that would help with rebuilding an army. But enough chitter chatter. Let's get on. I don't have all day. I'd rather not have to try and record this a fourth time. So currently our only enemy is the Bleak Hold, who currently only have two provinces, not two provinces, holds half a province, Hag Hall and the and Vol's Anvil up in the north. They're going to be difficult to deal with because again, as I said, this is we are a skirmishing nation. We are an ambush, skirmish, tricksy nation. We don't fight. We fight in the open fields, and we try and keep away from fortresses because they can be difficult to defend and even harder to attack. Obviously, because of high elves, we have a higher chance of succeeding in an attack, but we also have a higher chance of failing because we are mainly archers, and not very many archers because they're shadow walkers. But we've got more units.
Hunt.
Let's begin moving up.
Come, Shadow Warriors.
So then, we have an army
Ridiculous.
to deal with, Exarian.
When Loic dances, so shall I.
I don't believe for a second they're going to want
Ambush.
to go for Ice Rock Gorge, but in case they do, just set up an ambush.
Twilight.
Prepare for whatever might come. The key thing is to not overextend here. I could attack Vol's Anvil, but I have to be cautious of the notion that he could just move down here and attack Bleak Hold Fortress, and there's nothing I could do about it. But the AI is
By Anar's bidding.
not smart, but patient.
Loic demands
And I am not patient. I am not known for my patience too much when it comes to gaming. I like to get into a battle not as quickly as possible, but I'd rather not have to wait 15 turns just to watch one army move up and down from a capital to a minor settlement to defend it, and then it just moved back, and it was like it did absolutely nothing useful. That annoys me. But I think we will be fine. We might actually do a treasure hunt over in Ice Rock Gorge if the Dark Elves don't go for it. If they do, excellent. Bring it on. That means I'm more likely to complete my quest, and I can continue getting even more. Just oh, I should probably optimize this so it doesn't take so long. Just speed it up. Just speed it up, and continue. Okay, so again, they are not moving. They might have seen me. They might have just decided not to want to have to move out. Got population surplus, so we can now upgrade the Bleak Hold Fortress. And we shall.
The people are restive. Shattered realm, we begin.
Let's go to Ice
battle.
Rock Gorge. Let's see what we can find. I could colonize, but that would leave me very weakened, and there's an army right there. Let's go for a treasure hunt. While searching the ruins of an ancient city, you have the feeling that your every move is being watched. Cautiously, you proceed in an abandoned building. A dummy wall reveals a shrine to the great necromancer Nagash himself. Oh. Could put it to the torch, abandon the shrine, purify the shrine, or search the shrine. I think we purify the shrine. Following a complicated ritual, you are able to cleanse the shrine and remove the taint of the undead from the room. You no longer have the feeling that you are under observation. So plus 10 leadership when fighting against vampire counts. So that's good. That's good to remember. Whenever we're near like near fighting vampire counts, and we have, or is it undead or vampires? Fighting vampire counts. So whenever I find a temple to Nagash, purify it, I get a nice little bonus when fighting against vampire counts. That's a nice mental reminder for me.
Shadow warriors.
But other than that, we're just ending the turn again. My hand on the shadow crown is slowly moving further forward. We have now encountered Avalon and Alariel herself, and there is the army that could give me reduced upkeep costs for not a long duration, but long enough. Or I could be very, very greedy and try for more. As much as I don't want to have to do that, I'm kind of compelled to. I don't want it to just be okay. We have to take the easy way. We have to do that and this just to make it easy for us. I want this to be a challenge. I do want this to be a challenge for me, because I have played many campaigns in the past, and all of them felt rather easy. Obviously, you could just say, "Oh, just improve the difficulty," but then it just becomes not much changes. There might be just a small few things that AI might do differently, but overall, I'd rather there be, if there's something I can do in the campaign.
You summon the Shadow King
to make it more
do
difficult.
You serve with the warriors of Nagarythe?
I'd rather do it. So something like this. If I was to ally with Yvrus, a faction that's more likely to fail to Lothern, very quickly die to Lothern, it doesn't seem worthwhile. So that's an obvious no, I'm not going to do that. Because Lothern's a faction you don't want to mess with. They are powerful at the best of times. Or even at the worst of times, they're powerful. So we've encountered Avalon. Let's just leave a message after the beep.
Alariel, I am the bright flower of the goddess, chosen of Isha, serving the gods.
Excellent. Another ally is another step closer to unifying Ulfwan.
You must restore order.
Alifana.
Again, I'm going to be greedy.
My forces advance. Traversing.
I want to be close enough that I can go back next turn and get some more units, but not too far away that Exarian can just walk through me. I want this to be difficult for the AI. But the AI just doesn't go into ambushes. It's
From
stupid.
the shadows.
They should at least be compelled to want to walk through somewhere to benefit their faction. I don't currently need the extra gold. That's the main thing. I don't need the extra gold. I could go with the extra influence. So I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to attempt going for the Lord of Bastogne, Beaumont. It's currently over there.
On the prowl.
So just send my Hand of the Shadow Crown further east. This could be a complete waste of time and I get absolutely nothing for it. But in which case the next time the mark for death targets are given, he might be in a good location to give me a quick, easy reward.
Burden of the Shadow
Again, next turn. let's see if they do anything, because I want to see them do something. It's boring when the AI does nothing. The AI shouldn't feel compelled to do something because it'd be in their favor. The AI should want to do this because they're more strategic, because everything is planned out in a different way, in a strategic formation that gives them not an advantage, but gives the player a challenge, something they have to overcome. And right now, them just sitting in Hag Hall, that's not something I can overcome. That's just the AI having a lazy programming system set into them, saying, "Oh, I don't need to do this because because it doesn't benefit me." But it could. That's the thing. The AI isn't. I feel like AI isn't in many games, and AI isn't programmed to take a risk because it's not in their better interest. Just have to trust Lady Luck. That's what I do for half my games. I just have faith that I will somehow succeed. But once again, they're not doing anything. They're being lazy. I might as well just start going against Soldier Tor, because trying to go against Bleak Holds with an army of skirmishers is a bad idea. So just
Ready. Come, Shadow Warriors. Silence travel.
Let's return back to here. Get some more spearmen and get another unit of Shadow Walkers. I'm going to get 2 units of Shadow Walkers and 1 unit of spearmen. You get another unit of spearmen afterwards.
Good, the dance begins. That is all.
Keep moving. We're getting there. It's going to be one of those games where it's just slow and tedious, but it's worth it in the end, I guess. The person that plays a slow and tedious game might not get the most views, but might get more victory. A higher chance of actually getting something done. And I think trying to keep going against Bleak Holds in the early game is a mistake. But obviously, I need to hit one of those mark for death targets, because they give so much value. I'm still missing technically 2,500 from my treasury that I haven't made any value of yet. It's just been moving around. Actually, no, I will lie. It did give a bit of value for the turn. It was still in my province because it gave me an extra public order bonus. But right now, I'm really doing literally nothing, and I really want to be doing something. So speed this up. We know where they're going. They're going to be going up to the Dark Elves. I could just raid. Well, I can't raid. High Elves. High Elves don't raid. They just prance around doing nothing, really. Oh, it's burning in England right now.
Shadow King.
Get another unit of archers. I can stretch my hand out to another unit of archers. So Bleak Hole Forge
Order must be maintained.
Upgraded plaza and barracks.
Hunt now.
I'm waiting for them to stretch out their hand and attempt to take something. Oh, we've encountered a Vampire Count's faction.
You reek of anguish or hopelessness.
I think it's best to start moving into Titan Peak now.
Shattered Realm.
Obviously can't do it right now.
Make camp.
Go into the guard formation. Oh, pardon me again. I know this is boring, but I think that's how these campaigns normally start. You just start off with a really... You just have a slow start. But if you have too much of an early, amazing... Oh, I just got 5 provinces in 20 turns kind of thing, then that's not fun. That's just too easy, and that's just that's just too simple. It's meant to be a challenge. That's the point of this. It is meant to be a challenge. It's meant to be something that you wouldn't want to have to do, but you don't have a choice in the matter because you don't really have another option. Nagarythe is going to come after us. That's an eventuality that I'm going to have to deal with. Right now, if I could deal with Bleak Hold, if I could get them either to a ceasefire mode, ceasefire situation, or into a situation where they're forced, where I can destroy them, or have them distracted by other factions, then good for me, because then that's one less enemy I need to actually care about. Looks like Soldier Tor's on its last legs. Nagarythe is really pushed forward very quickly as well. It's not good for us.
Twilight is here.
Okay, now we have a larger army. Let's go back
Come, Shadow Warriors.
to here. They have moved out. Oh, I moved too far, damn it.
Onwards.
Ill considered.
Revenge.
Let's see what you're up to. Also, Beaumont is still alive.
Loic's shadow fall.
The meat's alive and jigging.
Voyage.
Kill it. Kill it now.
This will anger my
We've
king.
now encountered Bordelot. Let's say hello to Bordelot. Or Bordeloo, I don't know how
Do you know who I...
These lands are ours by the right grant.
Yes.
I'd rather make an enemy of the Red Duke than Albrecht de Bordeloo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just pronounce it how I feel like it should be pronounced.
We are ill at ease.
Not making much,
Let's pray.
but I don't need to. That's the thing. For a faction like ours, we can very quickly just boost double our economy, or double our treasury, just from getting a marked kill target. And by hitting 2, we just get a whole new treasury, and everything's good. I think, but the thing is, the rewards are so good, you're tempted to make risks, and that is what I like. A rewarding playstyle that rewards you from taking high risks that you wouldn't normally take because you'd think them out of your depth. There'd just be no point to them because you have no interest in wanting to fight them. I think is the main thing. And with this, it makes you grow more enemies quicker, but it also encourages you to be more towards the high elves. So I think something like this for another few factions, maybe off the top of my head, factions that could benefit from something simple like this would be possibly the Vampire Counts, the Midnight Aristocracy, just slowly whittling in corruption into the lands of the Empire, because that is obviously something they do. Or perhaps the Goblins, just small squabblings between themselves, just make it so you can get higher relations with one faction compared to another. Lizardmen, I wouldn't see this happening with. Skaven, not so much, because they already have their they already have other things that makes them annoying. They're going to go right back into Hag Hall. Yep. Not surprised in the slightest. Oh, boring AI. You're boring me. I'm tempted to just besiege Hag Hall and say, F it. I want a challenge. Give me a challenge. Okay, so he's gone, so now I can't go back. It's Beaumont or go home. And there he is.
Next time.
Short-sighted.
Oh, they've just upgraded to level 3. No, 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 no.
I am ready.
That's a big no-no right there.
Come, Shadow Warriors. Silent travel.
Now, and if I ambush...
Ready.
Nah, just
I journey. Silent travel.
sit there. Just be a dick. Just sit there and just stare at them.
The people are rested.
Eventually, they will come out. And if they don't, I'll just besiege Falls Anvil a few times. That'll make them make a move. So obviously, me sitting here, they won't want to come out because apparently their army isn't good enough. Though I'd say we're actually quite well balanced. It's only in an ambush situation or in a weakened state because they've just colonized somewhere, they're not likely to win. But I say they can. I believe that if I was to fight that, I would win. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh dear, that's scary. Morathi just defeated 2 entire high elf armies and looked like she hardly lost anything. That is, oh dear. Oh dear, that is not good for business. Though it might be what I need to go back. Say, F you Bleakhold, just go to deal with the Court of Pleasure. Because Morathi's power is starting to grow out of proportions. And first and now it's just a taste of what she can do. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, change of plans immediately. We are fighting that battle at Vol's Anvil. And that will be the end of the video. I don't care what happens to it. Because I get a massive bonus. Come on. Yes. Get me Spear Wall. And now...
The hunt is on.
Forgive me, Beaumont, but it must be done. A massive boost to influence, a massive boost to treasury, and I now have increased relations with high elves and increased recruitment capacity for 20 turns. 20 turns. That's a long
Twilight
time.
is here.
Ridiculous.
Oh, they built up Vol's Anvil as well. Okay.
When Loic dances, so shall I.
Okay. That's a big army.
Never.
And so is that. Ugh. I'm only level 2. Ugh. Bugger. Well,
Onwards.
let's just sit here and see what happens. If I can make him take the bait, that's all I need. I only need him to be assassinated so I can attack Vol's Anvil or Hag's Hall. Or Hag's Hall? Hag Hall. Or even just move back to get a full army. Because right now I can make an additional 571. But again, it's empty. This all depends on what the AI will do next. I honestly thought they were up to something, but no. No, I was wrong. But things might be looking up for us. Things might be looking up. Morathi still hasn't seen us as a threat, which is a good bit of news, to say the least. Hopefully the AI will not notice us and will fall for the ambush. So we can have a fun ambush battle. I love ambush battles. So different and so fun. Tyrannosaurus is doing nothing because they've lost so much. Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Oh, yes! Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. As much as I'd like to just say yes, just take the auto-resolve, I want him to die. I want this army to die. And there's nothing better than to watch all of this guy's plans go in flames. So let's do this. Oh, I'm happy now. I'm happy now because we get to have a nice ambush battle. Oh, and lovely terrain to do it in as well. My archers will have plenty of cover. Can attack from the front, so they're not likely to be attacked. My spearmen can charge in the flank, and my shadow walkers take out the cavalry. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. It shall be done. And victory shall be ours. Hopefully. I say knowing that we might lose this, even though we have a massive advantage. And when I say massive, I mean massive. I mean after this, we're taking Hag Hall. If our casualties are low enough, we are taking Hag Hall after this.
It will be done. Archers!
Lovely bit of hill here. Lovely bit of hill. But can we rest upon it? No. Shame. Here we'll do fine. Close enough to the front though, so we're not actually going to be fighting any. Not going to be in melee. Leave that to the spearmen.
Spearmen!
Alifanar. Bring him to the end. And the Great Eagle.
Spearmen! Nakoi!
Orders understood.
Orders received.
Death to all.
For duty.
Archers,
The archer's in
we will
position.
obey.
Lowest champion. I give the orders. Understood. Lowest first.
Volley upon volley from every angle.
Nagarythe, rise!
Khalifa Na. Attack!
Oh, those Dark
As you
Riders
say.
are trying to
Orders received.
We will obey.
get some sneaky shots in, or some sneaky charging. They can't do that when they're poisoned, though, can they? Ah, trying to go uphill and poisoned. They're going to get peppered down to
Acknowledge.
nothing, so nothing remains. Excellent. Those Black Hawk Corsairs are next.
Yes. Acknowledge. Loyal.
The Alifanar clone is gone. Shame.
Others die.
Attack! Yes. Warden of Shadow.
Alifanar, move in.
Agreed.
Bring him down yourself.
Orders received.
Oh, the Murderous Prowess has kicked in. Things might be made a lot more difficult now.
Hastua, attack.
Oh,
Acknowledge.
they've come back as well.
For order. Lakoi.
Archers.
It will be done.
Archers, stop firing upon them. Fire upon the Dread Spears. Never fire upon a Lord when there's an army around and there's units behind them. Oh, that was a jump and a half. Wasn't it, Alifanar?
Khalifa Na. Spearmen.
Leave us, spearmen.
Moving out to battle.
Leave the Lords to do their work.
Khalifa Na. Annihilate them.
Oh no, this is getting epic. Come on. With your blood mustache / speared. The victory is ours. But we cannot leave any alive.
Loyal. For Assyrian.
To the front. Spearmen. Take out the spear.
Leave none alive. The Lord has been wounded.
No
Excellent.
mercy.
Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. This was a really good pick-up. A decisive victory indeed. Oh, those archers did work. Those archers did really good work. 608 of them dead. Over 2/3 of the army was defeated. And what's left of it, I can quickly pick out. Oh yes, this was really good, really good. It's always small things that you manage to get to do in the first few turns that can really decide how easily or how difficult your run is going to play out for you. And I think picking up that ambush is going to help us out in leaps and bounds, because we just scored a massive victory. A victory I don't think the Bleakholds can come back from. But we'll find out once the loading screen's finished, I guess. And we're almost there. Come on, you can do it. Come on, I believe in you. I know others may think you're terrible because you take too long, but I believe in you. I know you're trying to run a massive game. I know you can do this. I believe in you. Almost. There we go. I'm beginning to run out of words to say. Now then, I think we're going to go insert
The Shadow
labor.
King rises.
And they are down. Another lord is forced to take his place. Because you must always have a lord. There must always be a lord. Ah, you thought I say Lich King. Ah. And with that, even more influence. And now we have some new marks for death targets. So we have Goros Deathmaker. For some reason, Roek Granite Hand. And he gives a lot. Oh my goodness. And there's Crone Hellebron. Oh, there's something new in this. So for legendary lords, it gives you a new thing. The time has come to hush the wailing of the crone once and for all. Seek out Hellebron and end her. I'm sure we'll get to her eventually.
Alifana.
But not for a while still. Inspiring presence. Ugh.
This will fail. No.
I'm going to besiege
Burden of the
but not
Shadowlands.
attack.
Fear us! Nagarythe prepares for war once more. No mercy!
So we begin the siege of Hag Hall.
Time for battle!
So then, I hope you enjoyed the first video of our new campaign with Alifana. Question of the video: who is your favourite high elf? This could be a high elf from Warhammer, from Lord of the Rings. Just literally your favourite high elf. Just leave a name down in the comments. I'll obviously read them, and I will see you next time. Farewell.